You ever been puzzled by puzzles? You see this piece of puzzle? It's been driving me out of my mind for days. I don't know what's happened, but all of a sudden, I'm interested in puzzles. I don't know why. It's kind of crazy, and maybe I'm a glutton for punishment, but this piece of puzzle drove me nuts for days. I looked at it, I said, does it go here or here or here? And finally, I figured out I didn't know. And so let's figure this out a little bit. Finally, at some point, I picked it up and I'm looking at this puzzle piece, and here it is again. And I moved around to the other side of the table and looked and said, oh, there it goes. It fits right there. And at that point, I had the big picture in mind. Where I was didn't work. I needed to move to a different place, have a different perspective, and then the piece fit in. You know, I think of perspective in a couple of ways, but one of them is perspective is a view of something from where I am. Yeah, I'm sitting here and I look out on the world and I look into my life or into people and I see a perspective of them. If I want a new perspective, I have to shift and be in a new place to get a different perspective. What do I need to shift? In this case, for this silly puzzle piece, I needed to change the side on the table. It didn't matter that I'd rotated it 3 or 4 times. I actually needed to be in a new place in order to look at it. Crazy. I know it's absolutely crazy, but it works, and it works for us in so many ways. What is in our way about getting the next puzzle piece to fit for us? Whether it's in our life, in our relationships, or in our work, or our leadership, or on our teams, or wherever it is, what perspective needs to shift? You can ask yourself some questions. There's a couple. I wonder what else could be true right now. If I imagined a solution, what would that look like? I wonder if. I'm just curious. And you start to ask questions from different spaces and places. For many people, this is still a little bit outside the comfort zone, and so they need a coach. They need someone to come alongside them and ask those kinds of questions and more and help them connect the dots so they can see things. You know, it's just a puzzle. It's 1,000 pieces. I think that's kind of normal. And at the end, it makes this pretty picture. Here's the crazy part about puzzles, though. Right at the end, you crumple them all up and put them back in the box. Oh! And then next year, of course, you can pull them out and do them again, I guess. Puzzles have been fun. They stimulate your thinking. They stimulate your brain. In this case, this piece of puzzle made me think about perspective. I trust this is helpful to you. You know what? Here's something I'd love. If you find this intriguing or helpful or kind of interesting, I'd love you to share it on your network. That would be awesome. And if you want to talk more closely about this, give me a shout or hit me in the messages and we'll chat. And of course, as always, join in the comments below. A puzzle piece. It's amazing how this piece of puzzle can make us think differently about perspective. Have a great day, and we'll talk soon.